Oasis Audio presents A Dramatic Disappearance, Book 3 in the series The Jessie Files, a Boxcar children book by Stacia Deutsch. Read for you by Aimee Lilly. Chapter 1. Hometown Hero. Ready, Jessie? Daniel sat on the boxcar floor. My dog, Watch, stood next to him. Daniel gave me instructions, saying, "When I point at the camera, you press play, okay?" "I've got it," I replied, making sure my finger wasn't blocking the lens. "If you mess up, no worries. I'm editing the good bits together," Charla said without looking at us. She was working on my computer, cleaning up the video we'd made earlier at the park. I felt like I'd done a pretty good job as videographer so far, but recording Daniel was hard. He was funny, and every time I laughed, the camera shook, or I chuckled over his dialogue. Once, I tried to hold in my giggles and got a cramp in my side. Daniel had to do one part of his parkour in the park skit 4 times before I got enough decent footage to use. Daniel Garza, Charla Gray, and I were best friends. Ever since Daniel had come to see me and Charla about a mystery at Color Wash, his parents' art shop, we'd all bonded. Charla called us the Three Musketeers, like the swashbuckling characters in a very old book. Their motto was, "All for one and one for all." We were like that, too. There was a long story behind how Charla and I had ended up making videos for Daniel. But as a feature journalist for the Greenfield Gabber, our middle school newspaper, I was learning how to make a story short and to the point. Charla had accidentally shared a video of Daniel pretending to be his favorite comic book superhero with our classmates. Daniel was not happy about the attention. We gave him time to cool off, and then he decided that being silly on the internet wasn't so bad after all. He made a few videos on his own and uploaded them to social media under the hashtag Greenfield Goofs. Now he had become a huge local celebrity. No kidding. Shy Daniel, who still barely talked to anyone at school, had joined the theater club, started making comedy videos, and was regularly trending under the Greenfield Goofs hashtag. Life is weird like that. "Okay, doggo." Daniel was directing my wire-haired terrier. "When I say action, you do the scene just like we planned." Watch cocked his head to the side and let his tongue flop out. I counted slowly to 10 in my head so I wouldn't risk any giggles. Daniel decided that Watch was ready. He pointed at me, and I started filming. "Watch, roll over," Daniel commanded. His light brown hair made his dark eyes seem even darker on the screen of my phone. Watch didn't move. The boxcar wasn't a big space. It was an old rail car that my sister, brothers, and I had stayed in before we'd met grandfather. We lived with him now, and the boxcar had become the Alden family clubhouse in the backyard. On Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., though, I'd arranged for special Just Jessie time. That meant no interruptions, the perfect time and place to record Daniel's newest video. Daniel got down on his hands and knees. He showed Watch how to roll across the hard wooden floor. This was what we planned. Daniel was going to demonstrate all the tricks, and then Watch would do them. It worked great in rehearsal, really funny. Daniel did a silly roll. I managed not to laugh. Watch was supposed to roll too, only he didn't do his part. Instead, Watch lay down and yawned. Watch was a smart dog, and I was certain he knew exactly what to do. He was just being stubborn. Daniel played it cool. He said to the camera. "Let's try something else." Daniel squatted down next to Watch and put out a hand. "Shake." That's when Watch rolled over. Daniel mugged for the camera. "Maybe you can't teach an old dog new tricks?" He laughed. "Let's try a joke." Daniel put his arm around Watch's neck. "Knock, knock." Watch was supposed to bark in reply. Instead, my dog pulled away and raised a paw to shake. Daniel's reaction was hysterical. He gave up the rehearsed act, shook Watch's paw, then started rolling around with him on the floor. The two of them were barking and howling together. I desperately tried to hold back my giggles, but my eyes filled with tears until I couldn't see what I was videoing. I was going to explode if I didn't let my laughter out. Charla came to the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?